Well, hello everybody. It's been a while since I have made a video, and a lot of people have been asking for another one of some of my fish, so I'm going to do a little potpourri today of some of my tanks. Hopefully we can get a few in. Haven't done a lot of videos of this particular tank. This is kind of my Nicaraguan Amphalophus tank. You can see a variety of red devils and a little male Dovi coming by. And this is a 600-gallon tank. I think it's got about a half a dozen or so mature Amphalophus labiatum and or citronellum, depending on this fish. Here comes a big male Festi, or excuse me, not Festi, jaguar. If I can get in, he runs away. But let's see. And over here, as we pan down, you see some more of the various devil types. And in the background here is a pair of arrow cichlids, Zaliosum, kind of obscured by these big old monstrous. There we go. There you can see the pair of Zaliosum up there. I had a lot of different spawnings in this tank over the years. A few mixed breeds between the citronellums and the labiatums. The arrows have only spawned with themselves, interestingly enough. Anyway, I'm trying to do a variety of tanks today, so we're going to quickly move from this one to a little 40-gallon that's kind of nestled in between two of the 600s. And this tank here has a bunch of little guys, some small Bartonis, and some small Atromaculatum. And Atromaculatum, of course, is one of the three X-cyclosomas from northern South America. They hail from Colombia. River systems like the Rio San Juan. In fact, there's a little guy there. They're a little shy in these small tanks. I've got 4 Bartoni and 4 of the Atros in here. So, not much to say about these yet. They're small and they're all doing very well. But just a quick summary of that. Then if we pan over this way is my monster pair of Dovis with, yes, fry, yes, once again. I'll put my little paw up there and you will see immediately the male goes after me, as does the female. This pair has spawned so many times that I can't even begin to count it, but I have probably produced literally tens of thousands of fry that have been shipped all over the country, primarily Seattle and then into Oregon. But I've just put so many in the market that some of the local stores have actually sent some to the wholesalers into Florida to get rid of them all. Anyway, the big male is, I don't know, he's huge. The female is not all that big yet. She spends so much of her time spawning that she hasn't really grown that big, but she's probably, oh, I'm sure at least 10, 12 inches, but she pales in comparison to the monster. Anyway, this is just again a brief tour, so we're gonna move along to another room here. Whoops, sorry. This again is a 600-gallon tank, and as you can see, Mr. Dovi is very interested in whatever I do and very protective, so we could spend all day with these guys, but we're going to move on. As we leave this room, over on this side is a very small, well, it's not that small, it's like an 80-gallon tank with just one very beautiful male Gramotes in it. A Mexican cichlid from actually from the Atlantic slope. He's quite a bit shyer, being isolated in this tank, and it's a smaller tank, but it's if I get close you can see it's a very, very attractive fish. So we're going to leave this room, head on into another room, and this room has a 180-gallon tank with a pair of Chanchos. That's the female, and there's some of the fry from one of the last spawnings. And these fish are not usually this shy, but they're, I guess he doesn't like to be on camera. There's the male as they take off. But again, the little guys are not nearly as shy. I think they would like some dinner. So again, this is a 180 gallon tank, and we're going to move off of that one and head over here. This is a little tank full of small 1-inch ornatums, excuse me, the third species of cichlid from, X-cyclosoma from northern South America. There's actually 3 different, I don't know if you can see these, they're very small, just about 1 inch. I got a half a dozen of them in here, wild caught. There are 3 different varieties of these guys. Only one, of course, are in the hobby. These are extremely rare. In another room, you'll see a much larger set that I got a couple years ago. But there's actually one species of these that's considered possibly a cross between ornatums, a natural cross between ornatum and atromaculatum in the Rio San Juan in Colombia. Again, I don't know if these guys are showing up, but anyway, once again, we'll be moving from this room. And the only tanks I won't be showing you today are the ones that are upstairs, because I'm just too lazy to go upstairs today. But we'll go into the other room as we pass by the Dovis again. He's just a lot of fun to play with. And of course the fry, you can see they're just all over this tank. And I'll give you another shot of the other 600 over there with all the red devils and what have you. Kind of a pan back so you can sort of see how this room works. The 600 Dovi tank over here, and then in the middle is this little 40 that's got the Atros and the beans, or excuse me, the Bartonis. And then the big Nicaraguan tank, and then over here we've got the 7580 with the Gramotes. And now we're going to go off into the garage I stole from my wife so we can have some more space. And here, of course, is the 1,000-gallon tank with the pair of umbriferums, as well as I've moved in a whole bunch of labradens and panostictus. There is the big male umbi. He's growing and growing. Beautiful blue color on him, as you can see. That's my cat Alice. She likes to sleep under the aquarium. She comes out every time I come here. She wants some pats. There goes the female umbriferum. This tank is loaded now with panostictus. I got this poor little female was lonely, so I brought in some other fish. Here goes a yellow labradens. There's a female in here of her there. I think it's the female right there. And we've got some other labradens in here as well, like the blue, and lots of panostictus. Down here is a little festi fry from one of the other spawnings. Again, you can see as I pan back, you can see the beautiful umbriferums here. This is a really fun tank. I'm really glad that I put in these smaller fish. The male umbi is now, I don't know, 17, 18 inches, and all these, the female is probably pushing 14. And all these other little fellows are in the 6 to 8, maybe 10-inch range. They're doing really well with the umbies. Didn't work so well when I had the big pair of festi in here. And of course the big pair of panostictus that I had as well, but having a lot of littler fish, there's probably 8 to 10 of them in here now, seems to have worked really well. And this particular yellow labradens is a gorgeous male. Hopefully he's coming through on the camera. Anyhow, as we kind of pan over this way, we'll get over to one of the 270s, and here you can see my larger ornatums and some of the festi that are in this tank. Yes, there's a younger male who's probably pushing 6, maybe 7 inches now. There is a big Chancho. There is an Islana male. There is my female, wild-caught female festi as she runs off. As we pan back this way, you can see there's another little festi over there. Big, well, not big, it's maybe 5 inches Islanum there. And there goes another one of the larger ornatums. The ornatums are doing just fantastic in this bigger tank. They're very outgoing, more than able to hold their own. Their colors have really come out. Couldn't be happier with them, really. So, as we move off of this tank, again, I'm just trying to kind of do it's like potpourri. We're going to go over to my pair of Triacs that have spawned a couple times. This is the male on the top. He's just a gorgeous fish. And there's the female. I guess Alice, that kitty, really wants to be in this video. Triacs are not protecting fry at the moment. They had some fry which got picked off little by little. There are still fry in this tank, as you might be able to see. They are the Fred's fry. They have spawned a number of times. These are, of course, the newer version of the Freds, and they are just gorgeous. The Lost Sea Ball version. There's the male. They've attacked me several times. They're very protective of their fry. They're not huge yet, 8 inches, I suppose. Here comes the male Triac. The Triacs and the Freds, of course, fight for dominance in this tank. And I don't know if you can see the fry back there, but there's a bunch of fry of the Freds. And down here below that tank is another 40 that's got a whole bunch of fry from their last spawning. You might be able to see back down there. But just changed the water in this tank a couple hours ago, so it may appear cloudy. I change all the water in most of my tanks twice a week. The Dovi tank I actually change every day, as do I with the Nicaraguan tank, the two 600 gallons tanks. So I spend a lot of money on water. But anyway, this again is a 270 gallon tank with Freds and Triacs. And that Triac there is really a beautiful fish. I don't know how he's coming through in the video, but this little Mexican fellow is gorgeous. Actually, they get down into El Salvador as well. They kind of are in the slower moving parts of the rivers and have muddy bottoms and what have you. Not really sure just where they fit. No one is, for that matter, on where they fit in the genus yet. Some people think they're Amphilophus. Other people are still thinking they're Cichlids. It's kind of hard to say at this point. I kind of tend to think, to me, they look an awful lot like lion's eye. And you almost take a lion's eye and a salvini and kind of mix the two, and you kind of would get what is a Triac really from their shape and what have you. Very, very able to hold its own against just about anything. In Belle Isle Aquarium back in the old days, Langhammer James Langhammer, who was the curator of fishes there, used to talk about how the Triacs would eat the rats that they were throwing into the tanks to feed the gators, and the caimans and what have you. So not a shy fish. This is one of my favorite tanks with these Freds and these Triacs together. It's just a lot of fun to watch. And here comes the male again of the Freds. Beautiful fish. So I guess that's going to wrap it up today. Just kind of a potpourri. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll talk again. Bye.